All right, here's the man, Stefan Always On Castle. I don't know if that's a good nickname for him. I don't think we've thought of a nickname for Castle yet, so please comment below your great Stefan Castle nicknames. But first impressions from the Spurs Thunder game, Stefan Castle is just a beast. Spurs players know he's a dog, Spurs fans know he's a dog, and it seems like the whole NBA is starting to take notice that this guy is an absolute dog. Um, best best player in the whole draft, honestly, in my opinion. He's gonna win Rookie of the Year. I think he's competing with I guess Dyson Daniels, and then who's the big old boy? Big old dude from for Grizzlies, Zach Edey, but they're not beating him out for Rookie of the Year. Castle's been so great. Best game of the season for him, in my opinion. I think he had 32, 33 points. We're gonna get into the box score in a second, but he hit four threes, I believe. His 3-point shot looked great. He can get inside pretty much whenever he wants, and he can finish over everyone with his weird deceleration steps and just how strong he is. He's he's fast enough. He can get by people with his speed if he wants, but he's just so crafty and shifty. And it's similar to kind of similar like a Luka Doncic, Cade Cunningham. We'll get to SGA. His style is just that weird herky jerky style where it never looks like he's trying hard, almost like SGA, but he always just gets to his spots. The four threes were awesome. Castle's been shooting the three all season long. Um, at the beginning of the season, I would make comments and say every time he shoots one, I don't think it's going in, but I'm super happy that he is shooting them, and it's the same concept now, except now some of them are going in. Earlier in the season, he always had the green light. Castle's had the green light all season for us, even with Wembanyama out there. Wembanyama has the greenest light, and then Castle would have the second greenest light, in my opinion. So just throwing up the threes. He's obviously been working on it with our shooting coaches. Castle, we drafted him as a defensive player to be a hard-nosed defender, and we were going to develop his offense and see how it comes along in time. Similar to Kawhi Leonard, we get Kawhi, just a hard-nosed defender, and you saw how much we developed his three-point shot and his mid-range shot. I say we developed, but he did the work. But with that being said, the Spurs coaching staff, they're going to put you in a position to be successful. They're going to teach you how to shoot the ball, and then if you put the work in, you're going to see the development and the leaps in their shooting of our players, and you already see it in Stephon Castle. I didn't expect to see his 3-point shot looking so improved in his rookie season. I don't expect him to hit 4 or 5 threes every night, but he's getting to the point where he catches the ball. If he steps in and gives a little pump fake, the defender has to take a step or two towards him because they're starting to know that he will shoot the three, and he's been knocking them down. So people are starting to respect his three ball. Just going to open up his driving lanes even more. And he's doing all this with Chris Paul or De'Aaron Fox on the court next to him. And a lot of times it's Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox on the court with Stephon Castle. Let me know what you think. It's just a terrible lineup. We're still soft tanking if you ask me, but we did come out and try to win this game. You could tell we were really playing hard and trying to win the game, but Thunder just beat us with their playoff experience. They've been in big games, and they just beat us in the second half. It just is what it is. But yeah, Stephon Castle was awesome. More first impressions. Jalen Williams, J-Dub killed it. He had 41 points. Didn't even feel like he did have 41. I heard someone comment a lot of his buckets were coming in garbage time. I wouldn't so much call it garbage time. They were quite a bit up, but I think it was like a 10, 12 point game in the fourth, and then J-Dub started exploding. So I'm not going to be a Thunder hater. He kind of buried us. It already didn't look good. We were down 10 or 12 points, and then J-Dub just explodes. I don't know how many points he had in the fourth, but he got up to 41. And, it just is what it is. Again, it didn't seem like he had 41 watching the game. The Thunder had 146 points, so when he scored 150 points, it's going to look not so huge to score 41, I guess, if it's 41 out of 146 points. With that being said, SGA had 22 points at the end of the first half, and I was just like, how? I was watching him play. Didn't seem like he was trying hard. Didn't seem like he ever broke a sweat. Just gets to his spots, and I don't even know. It's so weird. Comment below what you think, but just watching SGA play is so weird. It doesn't seem like he's moving fast. It reminds me of Luka and Cade Cunningham, but it's his own weird style. There was one play where he pump faked or did something. He drove by his man at the 3-point line. He hits the second level of defense. He looks this way. He does like a deceleration step. So he takes one step, This defender doesn't step over to help, and then he just takes the next step right. There's just a wide open layup. His basketball IQ is just stupid. He just goes his own pace, just reads the defense, and just kind of knows what's going to work for him. But yeah, SGA was spectacular as well. He finished with like 33 points or something like that. Even though it didn't feel like it watching the game. Here we'll get right to the numbers though. Real quick, 2 minute big 29 subscribers, trying to get to 30 by the end of the day, and YouTube said they'll send me the diamond ring on my pinky. We'll start with Stephon Castle. He had 32 minutes. That's what I like to see. Champagny had 11 minutes. He wasn't hurt. Champagny played like 23 minutes last game. We won. I still think we're soft tanking, to be honest. Even playing Champagny, I'm not saying that we would have beat the Thunder, but we could have played better lineups to give ourselves a better chance to win this game. Chris Paul was in the game to close, which he wasn't last game. I'm hoping we'll see less and less of that as the season winds down here, because De'Aaron Fox doesn't need experience closing games. He knows what he's doing. But I want to see, Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan be in the games at the end of these close games so they can get some more experience, especially right now when the games don't really matter. It's just go out there and get your experience. I still like Chris Paul a lot. He's still an impactful player. Best use for him would be him coming off and running our second unit, and if we did that, if we had done that all year, and we had De'Aaron Fox all year, I feel like we could be in the 5 or 6 seed, to be honest with you, if we were doing, playing adequate lineups and not. I hate to say it, but I feel like we're soft tanking again. Let me know below if you don't agree with me, but that's where I'm at. You can't play Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox as your starters. Play two 6 foot. I think De'Aaron Fox is 6'3" or something, but you can't play 2 point guards as your starter. Have Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox trying to guard some 6'5" or 6'6" shooting guard, and then tell me, hey, we're doing all we can to win the game, San Antonio. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not as smart as the coaching staff of the Spurs at basketball, but I can look at a lineup and tell you, Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox are not, they're not great together. I like Chris Paul in there with Stephon Castle in live game action, because Chris Paul is kind of coaching him in live game action. You've already seen the leap Stephon Castle has made throughout the season, and I don't think he would have made as large of a leap without Chris Paul being here. I think he still would have played very well, but it's like scientifically proven. You see the players Chris Paul has played with in the past, and they just make a leap after playing with them. SGA is one example, but there's other examples as well. But yeah, Chris Paul he just helps players develop. It just is what it is. But yeah, he'd be better coming off and running our bench. But back to Stephon Castle, 32 minutes. Love to see it. He played like 15 minutes. I think it was like 2 games ago. He wasn't hurt. So that's why I feel like we're tanking. We're just not. If we're really trying to make the play-in tournament, we'd be playing our guys, substantial minutes every game and really trying to win all these games. But 32 minutes for Castle. Love to see it. 12 for 21, 40% from 3, hits 4 out of 10. I don't expect that every game, but I love to see it for this game. 4 for 7 from the line, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, no steals or blocks. He had the 4 turnovers, but who cares? He's still learning out there. And then again, keep in mind, he's out there with De'Aaron Fox and Chris Paul most of the time. If Stephon Castle was on his own team running the show, I feel like he would have had multiple 40-point games this season. He would be giving you, 20. You'd see him score like 20 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. I'm not saying he'd be averaging that, but you'd see stat lines like that all day from him. He's just so good, Castle. But yeah, just a great game from Castle. He had 32 points. He scored a point every single minute. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Castle just great. Again, he's putting up these numbers without being placed in the best position to win as well, because you can't tell me having Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle all on the court at the same time is some winning recipe. If you disagree with me, please let me know below. Please let me know why Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle, how that's a good lineup, how they benefit each other out on the court at the same time, because I can't think of any way they do. But yeah, Castle killed it. Cloughlin, Brandon, Wesley, they got a little bit of garbage time minutes. Mamu got out there. We'll acknowledge we got a Mamu sighting, so it's always cool, but this is what it is. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, Champagny only played 11 minutes, but he got ejected. I think it was in the third quarter. It was so stupid. Let me know what you thought about the skirmish. I love to see some grit in our guys, but it was what's his name on the Thunder? Was it Jay? Was it Jay Williams? I think it was Jay Williams. So Williams is all in he's all in Julian Champagne's grill. He's not doing anything dirty, but he's playing like close defense. He has his freaking chin in Champagne's chest basically. Champagne does a rip through, to bring the ball through. Um, doesn't even hit him. Doesn't even hit Williams on the chin. He has a big beard. I think he scraped his beard a little bit. Williams does a ridiculous flop. Oh, you uppercutted me, bro. Just terrible flop. Whether it landed or not, if it did land, it would be like this, like, do like just like the mildest contact, and then he just exaggerated it so much. So he flops, getting hit in the chin. Then after he flops, he tries to get into Champagne's face, like, hey, bro, you can't be elbow me like that, bro. And then Champagne just stands his ground. He stands there. They're face to face. They start grabbing each other or whatever. I don't know if Jay Williams tried to slap or like it was nothing at all. It was a little schoolyard skirmish. But either way, I like to see it from the Spurs. It seems like the NBA has been letting that happen a little more. Um, One thing I'll say really quick too, they eject players too fast. Nobody should have been ejected for this. Um, Dort comes in as well. It's like all the team members all around there, and then Dort comes in. Everyone's whatever, get off my guy, and then I don't know what Dort. I don't know if he pushed Sohan, but Sohan just grabs him by his collar, and Sohan's holding his collar like this, and he's just pulling Dort backwards like a little kid, honestly. And Dort is so strong. I think Sohan will win in a fight. Comment below what you think. I'm a Spurs fan, so of course I'm gonna go Sohan. But yeah, he's just pulling Dort around by his collar. Sohan's not scared of anyone. He just got a dunk and he ran to half court to get into the skirmish. So, I just love Sohan. You gotta have a guy like Sohan on your team. Um, but yeah, back to what I was saying. That's why Champagnie got ejected from that little skirmish. So excuse me for saying he only had 11 minutes. He probably would have played at least 20. In this game. Before the game started, I thought we were going to come out and try to win this game. And once the game started and we were at halftime, like you can tell the guys are out there really trying to win the game, and you can tell the coaching staff is actually playing lineups to try to win the game as well. Um, but yeah, Castle. We'll go over Champagne. He had 8 points, 2 for 3, 3 for 4 from the field, 2 assists. Again, only had the 11 minutes, but Champagne is pretty much great every time he plays, in my opinion. I've said this in previous videos. Let me know if you agree, but we start off the season really good. We're ahead of pace. We're winning more games than we thought we would be winning, and then all of a sudden, Champagne's minutes just dipped. He was playing like 25 a game, maybe even 30. Then all of a sudden, he's playing 20, 15, 12 minutes a game. He didn't get injured or anything. It was just so random. His minutes just dipped out of nowhere. And then there's random games. Like, I think it was 2 or 3 games ago, Castle got like 15 minutes. They're not hurt or anything like that. It's not like it's the second night of a back-to-back. But just on random nights, they just won't get the minutes that they should, and won't get the minutes that would put us in the best position to win. Because playing Champagne and Castle, more minutes give us a better chance to win the game. That's why I think we're soft tanking. We're not playing our best lineups and playing players together that mesh really well together, and we're not playing our best players, Champagne, Castle, the minutes that they should get. This game, they did get the minutes they should have gotten, but let me know what you think. In past games, their minutes have been all over the place. It was it was super hard for me not to notice. I don't know if y'all noticed it too, but yeah, Champagne's minutes just went off a cliff out of nowhere. In like the middle of the season, he just started getting like 11 minutes. Again, he got ejected from this game, but like this would not be I'll see this and not even be surprised when Champagne plays 11 minutes. And again, it's not like his play dipped or anything like that. It was just for us to get into the soft tank, honestly, if you ask me. Yeah, Champagne was great before he got ejected. Sohan's a dog, 17 points, 4 assists, 4 boards, 1 steal, 1 block, 7 for 9. If you're a Sohan hater, let me know below. I love Sohan. Again, I was saying below we could have got, or saying before we could have got J-Dub over Sohan, and people are saying Jalen Williams is a better player, blah, blah, blah. I agree, he's a better player right now, but he's 2 years older than Sohan. So when Sohan is, I think it would be 23 at that time, because J-Dub is 23. Once he's 23, I don't necessarily think he's going to be a better player than J Dub, even at that point. But for what our team needs, he'll be a better power forward than J Dub for sure, because we need a Sohan kind of guy. We need that glue guy. He's more efficient than J Dub. He's a better defender than Jalen Williams. He can, no, excuse me, he can guard 1 through 4. I don't think he can guard big centers, but Williams, he can't guard. He can't guard those bigger power forwards like Sohan can. And J Dub's a good defender. I'm not hating on his defense, but Sohan's just an elite defender and an elite pick and roll player. But yeah, I love Sohan's game. Vassell was all right. I mean, 7 for 16, 15 points, 5 assists, 1 for 7 from three. So his three ball has been it's been concerning. I've said in past videos, people are like, man, we gotta trade Vassell. We gotta get off Vassell. You know, he's not whatever. He's not doing what we think he should be doing. He didn't make the leap from last year to this year that we wanted him to make. But I'm just chalking it up to just an off season for him. I think he's gonna be fine. I'm concerned about his three ball. 16 shots for 15 points. I said it's okay because I just saw, he's close to 50% from the field, but it's terrible. If you take 16 shots and only score 15 points, if you have the same amount of points as shots, it's just not good. He had no turnovers though. What I want to see from Vassell, he just settles for threes too much. I feel like hit him with that pump fake, dribble into your mid range. His mid range is always so silky. He's been driving to the rim more, so I want to see him just drive to the rim more as well. He likes to shoot like early threes. I'd like to see him get an easy layup, get an easy mid range, then start opening up the three ball. But I'm just chalking it up to an off season. I'm not too worried about Vassell. De'Aaron Fox, 8 for 18, 20 points, 4 assists, 2 for 8 from three. I mean, De'Aaron Fox has been off since we got him as well. I'm not worried about De'Aaron Fox either, though. We're playing him out there with Chris Paul, and then Stephon Castle's out there with him as well sometimes. He can't run the show like he's supposed to. We're missing Wemby, of course. Once Wemby's back, it's gonna be crazy once next season starts and De'Aaron Fox is really running the whole show. He has Wemby out there. We're actually playing, a winning starting lineup. It would be, I'd say, De'Aaron Fox at the point, Devin Vassell at the shooting guard. We'd have Sohan at the power forward, of course, Wemby at center. And we could do, if we still have Barnes, we could do Harrison Barnes at the small forward. I know we're thinking about drafting a small forward, but that'd be a way better lineup than what we're playing out here. We're just soft tanking. I hate to say it. One thing you see here, you see that plus minus for our whole starting lineup. Minus 15, minus 19, minus 21, minus 22, minus 25. Like, it doesn't work. Like, I'm sorry to break it to y'all, but it doesn't work. But yeah, I'm not worried about De'Aaron Fox. He'll be just fine. His shooting's been a little bit off. But again, we have Biyombo, Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, just three guys that aren't really three-point shooters. Barnes and Vassell. Barnes is super knocked down from three. Vassell's just been off and on. So it's almost like we have four non-three-point shooters out there at the time with the way Vassell's been shooting. So once you get De'Aaron Fox out there and he has four three-point shooters around him, or at least three, then it'll be a lot different. Have the floor spaced out, and we'll see the real De'Aaron Fox, but he'll be fine. Chris Paul, 28 minutes, 6 points, 6 assists. Like I said again, Chris Paul is still solid. I'm not a Chris Paul hater, but he needs to come off the bench and run our second unit if we're really trying to make the play-in. But we're not. We just aren't. 28 minutes. He should have more like 20, 25 minutes per game if we're really trying to win games. But again, that's just not our goal right now. But this wasn't a bad loss. It was a really good game. You see the score and you think it's just a blowout. But all the way into the beginning of the fourth quarter, it was a close game. And I was just proud of the guys for how we played, even in the loss. But yeah, Bismack Biyombo, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. I don't know. He was out there. He played 18 minutes. Just wasn't Bismack will be kind of ineffective against the Thunder because they're just running small ball most of the time. So there's not, they pull him out on the perimeter. There's not too much of an impact he can make when he's out there at the 3-point line. Harrison Barnes, 14 points, 3 for 5, 5 for 9 from the field, two assists. You can pretty much just expect that from Harrison Barnes almost every single game. I've said before, he's our most consistent player all season, and That hasn't changed. You can always count on Harrison Barnes. But yeah, I thought all the guys played really well for the most part. Honestly, we played well as a team. I like the fire out there. But towards the end of the game, the Thunder were just too good and too experienced for us. They're still a young team, but they have playoff experience. They have more close game finishing experience than us, and you could just tell out there. I won't go over everybody, but J Dub had the 41 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. He's a dog. SGA had 31 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks. J Dub had a steal and block as well. 32 minutes and 33 minutes. It's just crazy, honestly. Yeah, Jalen Williams is a beast. Again, SGA, he just moves. It's just so weird how he moves. He's like a snake. He just kind of slithers his way into the lane, and then when he gets his layups, like he's just moving slow. It's just so weird. Like he's never, nobody speeds him up, and that's when you know that you're a superstar basketball player when you just move at your own pace and get to your spots and just get your shots. Which SGA, he creates his shot as good as anybody in the league. He's probably the best shot creator in the league. Call him a foul baiter or don't. I'm not really, it's off and on for me night to night. But regardless of that, he's just super super talented. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into all the Thunder players, but yeah, J Dub and SGA killed us. Yeah, we just kind of just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, but it was a great game if you ask me. It was really entertaining to watch. First half was just like a 3-point shootout, to be honest. The first quarter definitely was a 3-point shootout. And all the NBA old heads, oh, I hate the NBA, three-pointers suck, and this and that. It's like, bro, I watched the whole game. I mean, I watched a lot of different teams that aren't just the Spurs, and if you actually sit there and watch the games, yeah, they're shooting more threes than they used to, but the game's still entertaining. Like it doesn't suck to watch. Like I watched basketball early 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010s, late 2010s, early 2020 up until now. And yeah, the game's changed a lot, but if you actually watch the games, unless it's a blowout, still the games are still entertaining, especially like right now. It's getting into playoff style basketball. So, the game's getting really entertaining. The physicality's been there. And I don't know. I don't know what it is with all the 3-point shot hating. I feel like teams maybe take too many three balls, but I get tired of people saying, "Oh, back in 2002, 2003, that was the golden age of basketball. It was the dead ball era. Teams are scoring 80, 85 points. Slugfest between the Pistons and the Spurs in the finals. UT scores like 78 to 82 at the end of the game. I loved it. Spurs won the championship, so I don't care. I appreciate that style of basketball, and I still appreciate this style of basketball. But you know, Spurs lose. Still a great game though. Please let me know what you think below about the Spurs performance and just how our team's looking going forward. Let me know what you think about what a beast Stephon Castle is, and please like and subscribe as well if you enjoyed the video.